Like millions of other families across the UK, Emma is holed up at home with her husband, 3 children, and 1 socially distanced television director.
Part of the idea for this series in general is to record this remarkable time, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, this is a moment that is going to be taught, I think, to future generations. It's a moment in time and something that's going to be part of our history.
This is the general birthing look.
Nothing like this has ever happened in our lifetime, so we should document it as much as possible.
Unable to meet expectant parents in person, Emma is connecting with families remotely. The first couple have sent her a short introduction video.
I'm Emma, I'm 28 and this is my husband Jamie, who's 34. We are 37 weeks pregnant with our second child.
Due to current lockdown restrictions, Secretary Emma and security guard Jamie are having to get used to social distancing.
Just gone out to give Sophie a little picnic, and then when we got here, her grandparents turned up. First time Nana and Papa have seen Sophie in 3 months.
Which also means Emma attending all antenatal appointments on her own.
Walking into hospital now, it's always weird how quiet it is nowadays.
As hospitals seek to reduce the number of visitors.
Hi!
Hello, can you hear us?
Yes.
Yay!
How you doing?
Yeah, okay, just a bit tired, a bit fat.
No, pregnant, which is lovely.
That's what I keep
He
saying.
keeps saying it, I know. Just gets to the point where everything just gets a bit big.
I think it's funny though. I've had my children now, and you miss the fact that you won't waddle again, and you miss the fact that your thighs won't rub together in that way again.
He's adamant, aren't you,
There's
that
not
there'll
going to be another one. We're 2 and done.
Really?
No!
Yeah.
You sound like my husband though, Jamie. He said no, 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 no.
Did you win?
Well,
Jamie's like, why did we agree to this call? Get her off it now. We shouldn't be talking about the next one anyway, because we still haven't got this one here yet, have we?
that's
No,
very true.
it's true, yeah.
And how has your pregnancy been?
I think lockdown's helped a little bit because I haven't had to go into work. I'm feeling much more relaxed than I was the first time because I'm at home and I've got someone to do everything for me.
You've got your own PA.
Pretty
Yeah!
much. This afternoon's activity, cooking a massive lasagna.
I'm getting really big and tired and looking after Sophie on my own. I don't know how I do it at the moment. Here she comes. You poor thing, I've had to
Do everything.
do everything, literally everything. I can't think of many things that he doesn't do apart from carrying a baby
That's
in his
just
womb.
normal life anyway. Then results, that will be dinner for tonight and hopefully give us a couple of dinners once the baby's here.
Was your pregnancy with Sophie more difficult than this one?
I think towards the end, because she was breech, which is what this one is as well. I've got a heart-shaped womb.
A heart-shaped womb.
Yeah, so when they did the cesarean last time, afterwards they told me. They said it's only when we actually got her out we saw that it's not a normal shaped womb. And that's why she got stuck into this little alcove of my womb and she never was able to turn head down.
Right.
So we knew it might happen again.
So what is the plan?
So the plan is a booked cesarean like Sophie, so it's a bit of a shame. I had a really horrible recovery. Her head was so wedged in me that it wasn't easy to get her out and it bruised me quite a lot. So I was a bit disappointed to hear that I had to do it all over again.
Well, I hope it all goes to plan
Thank you. So do I.
and that your recovery is good. And let's catch up afterwards.
Yeah, no worries. Weird. Baby.
Good luck.
Thank you.
And I'll speak to you in a few weeks.
Okay, brilliant. Thank you.
Have a nice day.
Yeah.
Bye. A breech baby and a heart-shaped womb and major complications after a first baby. I mean, you'd be nervous, wouldn't you? Although they seem like they're taking it all in their stride. Maybe the easiest thing to do is just go, I'm just going to see what happens, because we're living in a time of unpredictability and childbirth is majorly unpredictable. I think it's really important that we have an insight into what happens during childbirth in a pandemic. During coronavirus, you think of hospitals and you think of the devastation that's happening. But there's another part of the hospital where something incredible is happening and life is coming into the world. You're not really thinking about that at the minute. So hopefully it's a sprinkling of something beautiful that's happening in a really traumatic period in time.
Another couple having a baby during lockdown are from Haywards Heath and are expecting their first child.
Hi, I'm Rebecca.
And I'm Neville.
We met at university. You were doing your first year of your PhD,
Yes.
which I found terribly impressive as a fresher. This is the part of the walk where Neville has to push me from behind while I attempt to walk up. So here we go. They thought I had gestational diabetes within the pregnancy as the baby was getting quite big. Hills become a hell of a lot harder when you've got one of these. And unfortunately, they've recently diagnosed me and said that it's actually not gestational diabetes. It is that the pregnancy has brought on type 1 diabetes. Suddenly having to do insulin injections and things like that, and I'm quite nervous about the idea of trying to learn how to be newly diabetic at the same time as having a newborn child. We've got a bit of a problem because it was sunny when we started, and I don't have a cardigan or a jacket or anything.
Just don't go into labour.
Yes, I'm going to try not to go into labour.
Hi, how you doing?
We're good.
Not too bad.
You've had quite a complicated time, haven't you?
Yeah. It was really strange because I didn't have any morning sickness. It was really nice and I was thinking how lucky I was, and then third trimester it all just went to pot.
So type 1 diabetes is where you have to inject daily.
Yes. So they said it's not going to go away afterwards.
And has it changed everything with regard to what you can eat?
Yeah. And I had a lot of cravings for sugary things, like really sugary things. And I was thinking, is this just an excuse that I'm pregnant? I'm just going to eat everything under the sun. But it wasn't actually, it was a diabetes craving, not a pregnancy one, I think, in the end.
So what does it mean for your birth?
They want to induce me early at 38 weeks.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go in and get induced next Friday.
Next Friday, which is 2 days before Father's Day.
Yes.
I had my daughter the day before Father's Day, and now I feel like I never have to buy a Father's Day present because I'm like, I gave you the best gift. There you go.
Although one of the unfortunate side effects of the situation we're in is that I may not be allowed to see her on Father's Day.
Oh!
And you're not coming out till the Monday, then I won't be able
So
to.
you want an induction on Friday, smooth, easy birth, and come home on Sunday.
That would
Yes,
be the
that would be
best,
perfect.
yeah.
That's the ideal scenario, right?
Well, especially for me, because it would mean I'd had a nice quick labour
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah. Absolutely. Very best of luck. And it'd be great to catch up afterwards if you're up for it.
That would be lovely.
Okay.
Definitely.
Thanks.
It's so exciting. Take care. Bye. They have got a hell of a lot going on. You've got to learn how to have a child for the first time in your life, and that takes a lot of learning. On top of that, you've got a whole medical condition and your body has changed completely forever. That's loads. And we're in the middle of a pandemic. Just to kind of, you know, I mean, it's not cherry on top because cherry on top's a good thing. The pandemic's definitely not.
Earlier in the week, Emma spoke to Emma and Jamie. Emma was resigned to having a caesarean section, but there's been an exciting development.
It was the morning of the elective caesarean and my water started to go. So I called triage and they said, we're just going to stick to the plan, get to hospital at 7.
Say cheese.
Might be that baby's engaged and is ready to come,
They say.
and I might be able to do this naturally. Here we go.
Emma is watching parents-to-be Emma and Jamie make their way to hospital after Emma's waters broke. She was due to give birth via caesarean section as her baby's breech, but there's been a last-minute change to her situation.
Emma's just had a scan. Baby is head down, so probably not a C-section after all.
This is good news for Emma, after she suffered a difficult recovery following the caesarean section of her first child.
Big feet does remember how to sit. Soon they won't feel like this, just remember that. You're still smiling though, that's always a positive.
Well, the whole time I'm not having a C-section, I'm a happy lady.
I'm doing really well. Really don't want one, so going in heaven.
Fingers crossed. So I had the epidural, took its time, but it's definitely kicked in. I'm so much more relaxed.
Emma and Jamie must now play the waiting game and allow Emma's labour to progress naturally.
Jamie's relaxed.
But after Emma's temperature rises and the baby becomes distressed, she must have a caesarean section after all.
You do very well. Right, just being tugged around. Sorry? I know. Last time though, eh? I've got it on record now as well.
9 minutes into the procedure, Emma's newborn enters the world and lets out a cry.
It's another girl! It's another girl!
She will be coming back to you
It's
as
fine.
soon as possible, but that, if you want to, you can just go and have a look and take more videos. Yeah. Daddy's coming! Daddy's coming! Alright, Dad. Congratulations!
Hello, baby. Right. Are you giving out little smiles already? Happy to see your mummy.
Emma's high temperature and possible risk of infection means she and baby Grace must stay in hospital until she's fully recovered. Under COVID restrictions, Jamie can't visit them on the maternity ward during this time.
I'm allowed in the hospital just to drop a bag of stuff off for her. She's going to be here for a couple of days. So this is the closest I'm able to get to Emma. Hello. No. Bye, Gracie. It's alright. I hope it's all there. And that's the extent as to which I'm able to see Emma and Grace. Probably the only time I'm going to see them in 4 days.
Finally back home, Emma is about to check in with the family.
Hello.
Hello.
So you've had a right old time of it, haven't you?
Yeah, it was a bit of an adventure. They were doing my obs and they noticed my temperature was up, so she gave me paracetamol. Took it again after and it was higher, so they were a bit worried that I had a fever. So they just said it's safest if we're okay with it to get baby out via caesarean.
I don't think you were really given a choice.
No, but we were happy by that point. I tried, and I'd always said that I'd have the caesarean if it was safer.
Yeah.
We just wanted to make sure that she was all right. So the moment we heard her cry, it was a massive relief, and she came out screaming her lungs out, and she hasn't really stopped. She doesn't cry much. She doesn't actually cry much, but when she does, I've never heard her cry like this.
Loud.
It's the loudest baby cry I've ever heard. When I was on the ward, I just felt so sorry for all the other girls.
How was that for you, Jamie, not having them for a few days and not being able to be with them?
Pretty rubbish.
Yeah.
The first 3 days of Grace's life I've seen through photos and videos.
that little first bit is gone. Yeah.
Are you making up for it now?
I'm trying.
And it's on film that Grace is your last baby.
Yes!
I know.
I got it in there. And
Look at how happy Jamie is. I think it's a very unfair time to ask a woman that question.
Cunning, I'd say. Cunning.
Have you changed your mind, Emma?
I think I'd be quite happy with my 2 girls. I think I would be happy. But ask me again in a year.
For now.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
I'll speak to you soon.
Bye.
Cheers. Bye.
Good girl.
The family may be back home together, but Emma and Jamie, like all new parents at this time, will now have to get used to a new normal.
We're now asking people to stay alert, control the virus, and save lives. Limiting contact with other people, keeping distance if you go out, 2 meters apart where possible. It's vital to slow the spread of the disease.
You get your baby home and grandparents can't hold, cuddle their grandchild. What if it's their first grandchild and they, have to meet it through a window?
Oh, little beauty.
You know, in the grand scheme of things, it's okay because we're in a pandemic and we all need to keep ourselves safe. But it's still those treasured moments that we maybe took for granted before.
Is that Grandpa? Say hi, Grandpa.
That now we know are so precious and special because we can't do them.
Hello, Mum. I know it's sad. You can only see her through the screen.
Today, Emma is meeting another new couple. Their baby is already a week overdue.
My name's Jordan Eaton. This is my husband, Paul.
Hi.
We both live in Wigan and we've been together nearly 11 years. I work as a registered veterinary nurse.
I work as a coach for an IT company in Manchester.
This is our first baby that we're having. It's a little boy. We're both very excited. This is his wardrobe, which I had a lot of fun organising for him a couple of days ago. All washed, ironed, ready for him. Go to your bed. These are our doggies that we've got, Penny and Hoppy. And they basically run the house as it is, so it'll be fun to see what they're like when the baby arrives.
Yeah. As you can see, Poppy's very wet because she's been hopping in our paddling pool that we've done.
We've got our 2 fur babies and now our real baby.
Real baby, we can't wait.
Out of it. We're just hoping he shows up at some point to make us finally a little family of 3.
Family of 5.
Okay, of 5.
With the fur babies.
With the fur babies.
It's going to be good.
We're very excited.
Very excited.
Shake pa.
Good girl. There you go.
Hi.
How are you feeling?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I'm 41 weeks today, so...
Does it feel like it's been going on forever?
Yeah, this is possibly the longest pregnancy in history, so...
It's like Groundhog Day almost, because...
Just preparing in it and just waiting, just seeing what happens.
Yeah.
Going on lots of walks?
Yeah, well, we've got the 2 dogs, so we're out every day with them.
Yeah.
Keep yourself moving.
Nothing works. Nothing works growing. Seriously.
What have they given you a kind of idea of his size or an estimate?
She said around like the 8 to 9 mark. But I feel like every day that I go over, he's just going to be this huge baby by the end of it.
Have they talked to you about induction?
Yeah, they've actually booked me in for next Tuesday.
So what are you going to do with your final days as a duo?
We're trying to spend a lot of the time with the dogs outside, to be honest. One of my dogs is like really needy. She's a big attention seeker.
Do you think she's going to be jealous?
The other one won't be, but Penny will be, I think.
Well, good luck with everything.
Thank you.
Keep us posted and we'll catch up again when he's here.
We will, okay. Can't wait.
Take care. Bye.
Bye. So we're off to the hospital, or rather I am, but Neville's driving me.
Rebecca was due to be induced in a week's time after developing type 1 diabetes, but there has been a change of plan.
My blood sugar levels seem to be all over the place, and I seem to be having lots of low blood sugar readings. So I've been asked to come in and bring my hospital bag just in case.
Due to social distancing guidelines, Neville can't stay with Rebecca at the hospital.
I just had to leave her there at the entrance and drive off, which was hard. I mean, I knew it was coming, but to actually do it was very difficult. But it is what it is, I guess.
And at the hospital, there's been a development.
It was decided that due to me having lots of low blood sugar level episodes, that it would be best for me to be induced even earlier. I've already had the pessary to try and induce labour. They have sort of said that it's most likely I'll stay here tonight and then they might have to give another pessary tomorrow and break my waters. I'm really missing Neville. I had it in my head that although it would be hard, that it would be fine. There's something about him not being here for this part that's quite sad.
First-time mother-to-be Rebecca is now in active labour. Her husband Neville has been allowed to join her for the birth.
Oh my God, they're so cute together.
Well done. Another one like that, another one like that. And just blow for me, just blow, 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 blow. Just breathe on that gas, breathe on that gas. Well done, breathe on that gas. Well done.
4 hours after Rebecca went into labour, the baby is crowning.
Big push, big push, big push, big push, big push. Hi, darling. Hello. Just gonna give her a rub.
And seconds later, a baby girl arrives in the world.
Come on then. Oh, sweetie, can I get to her just for a second?
But although she appears to be healthy, she's yet to let out a cry.
Yeah, don't be pathetic. You're just messing me about, child. Give Mummy a bit of a cry, shall we?
She's instantly asleep, or?
She's just super duper chilled out. We want a big cry, Pickle. I'm going to take you away from Mummy for a second. That'll upset you.
Yeah, that's not right.
The midwives decide to intervene.
Get me a resuscitator.
At the same time, Rebecca starts bleeding excessively.
Oh my God, poor Neville, look at him, he doesn't know what to do with himself.
She's okay, she's fine. She's making noises. She's in good hands, like she's in good hands.
Now she's a lot closer.
Oh, the joy of a cry.
Did you forget what you needed to do?
I wasn't.
Heart rate is absolutely brilliant. Yeah, that's better.
My little one.
Oh, she's got a grip.
Yeah.
She didn't have that earlier. 20 minutes old.
So maybe we'll make up 40 minutes.
Oh, she's under eyes.
You're so quiet, so well behaved.
Little one's coming home. First time. No. Oh. Little sneezes.
Bless you.
I haven't seen her in days. Been in the hospital, haven't you? With Mummy. Daddy wasn't allowed, was he? No. I think she just wants to eat.
You better get her home.
Let's get her home. Come on, let's go.
3 days after they returned from the hospital, Emma is able to catch up with the family.
Hello, look at you three. I've just watched your video and I was like this. I could see it in your face, Neville, and I was like, oh good God, what's happening?
There was a moment there when, just after the little one had been born, they called in a resuscitation table for her, and at the same time all the doctors were crowding around Rebecca and she was bleeding everywhere. It was pretty terrifying, to be honest.
Yeah.
She'd lost a lot of blood.
And then you ended up back in there.
Yeah, so she became a bit jaundiced.
Yeah.
They put me on this feeding regime. So I'd feed and then I'd pump afterwards, but that just took every single bit of physical reserve I had.
Yeah.
So it was just awful. And then we went home just in time for Father's Day. So you had a little bit of Father's Day.
On Father's Day, they all came home from hospital the second time, which was lovely.
So how are you feeling now?
I have stuffed myself full of iron-rich foods. So yeah, I feel more human now, I think.
And what's happening as far as diabetes goes?
It turns out I'm now having what they think is a honeymoon period where I'm still producing my own insulin, but my body will slowly kill off those cells in my pancreas. So I will become diabetic.
So you're constantly having to kind of monitor.
Yeah, so they're gonna just keep monitoring me and we'll see.
Wow. Well, I hope your honeymoon carries on for quite a while so that you can really get back on your feet 100%.
I keep saying we need to have another one while she's still in the honeymoon period.
Oh wow, Neville, you're well keen.
Rudy already.
But I just sit awake sometimes at 3 a.m. looking at her and thinking, wow, I don't care I'm not sleeping. I never really believed in love at first sight until I saw this one.
Oh, Neville, you're so cute. I love that. Oh. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
It's lovely to meet her and it's nice to see that you're feeling better. And hopefully I'll get to meet you one day with that little lovely baby.
Oh, yes, that would be good.
I'll speak to you soon.
Bye.
Bye. Look at a little hand. Bye.
Bye.
Neville he looks at Rebecca with this amazing love in his eyes, and when he looks at Olivia, it's just the same. It's so cute. I mean, he's the nicest man on earth.
We are out on a bit of a walk with Olivia.
The joy of welcoming your first baby into the world is unparalleled.
I used to do all these walks and she was on the front of me, and now she's on the front of Neville, which she's really enjoying. Yeah, nice little family.
But it's a life-changing experience, and new parents often require extra support, which is limited in the current climate.
For the past 5.5, 6 weeks, it's just been me on my own because Brad works, he's back at work. So yeah, that's been very stressful.
I kind of think back to when I had my babies and, you know, your parents would come over or a friend would come over. Maybe give you half an hour to go and have a shower and clean up or something, but, you know, there's none of that.
This morning I was really anxious about being left at home all day by myself, not being able to go anywhere.
can't go to the park because they're closed, aren't they? So we go to Nan's. I want to go to baby groups. I want to meet like new moms. The clinics have been suspended for the foreseeable, so that's a bit worrying.
Do you have home visits? What if you're struggling with breastfeeding? How do you get that support? All of it is just so unknown, isn't it?
First-time parents Jordan and Paul are also heading into the unknown.
On our way to the hospital.
Their baby is overdue, but this evening there is some progress.
I'm having contractions for a couple of hours and I don't think I can take them anymore. So we are on our way.
Yep.
Jordan and her husband Paul arrived at the hospital 4.5 hours ago.
So it's now 10 to 6 in the morning. Apparently we're now 3 centimetres. So we're apparently just waiting for that magic 4. Got the gas in her. Because you've been having a bit of a bad time, haven't you? So we're just waiting, but that's all we can do. So we'll just keep you updated as we go along.
Jordan's labour appears to be progressing well. But a few hours later, her situation changes.
So it's 11 on Sunday night, and he's decided that he's not going to come naturally. His head's apparently bent, so his neck's bent, so he's not going to come out naturally. We had the option of giving it in 2 hours, but it was probably going to end up in a C-section anyway.
Shortly after being wheeled into theatre, the surgeon makes a small incision in Jordan's uterus. And within seconds, she gives birth to a baby boy.
He looks like a big boy.
Congratulations, guys.
Thank you. So he's the one that kept us waiting.
Hi.
He's just realised that he's going to be on camera, so he's decided that he needed to go to the toilet, so it'll be 2 seconds.
Hi, Jordan. How are you?
Not bad, thank you.
You had quite the weekend of it, didn't you?
Yeah, we really did. It was traumatic.
Was it anything like you imagined?
No, not at all. Not even a little bit. It was what? I think it was worse. I don't know, just screaming in pain. Yeah. I just weren't expecting it. So.
Well, it's pretty painful, isn't it?
Yeah, that was just the contractions though. That was when I was at home.
I was like, sat on the stairs, like trying to like breathe through them, and my dog's coming licking my face, and I'm just like, oh god.
And how have the dogs taken to him?
One of them loves him. She's obsessed with him. She never leaves his side. And the other one couldn't care less.
No, she's not bothered.
So this is where Poppy usually stays when Harrison goes to sleep. She'll get as close as possible to him. She never leaves him, and then Penny just keeps a distance over there. She's not interested one bit. Poppy loves him though.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thanks so much.
Very, very pleased for you. Okay, take care.
Bye bye.
Bye. Imagine if the dogs acted badly and you had to be like, I have to choose. Go get rid of the dogs, and you love dogs and you love animals. It's a whole can of worms. To get rid of the dogs. Don't be that.
With restrictions finally being eased, Emma is able to start meeting some of the parents she got to know virtually during lockdown.
So we are about to meet Rebecca and Neville. I don't know what I'm more excited about, actually, meeting a new baby or being out of the house. I think meeting a new baby. Hello! How are you? Good. Oh, hello. Wow. Nice to finally meet you properly.
Baby Olivia is now 3 months old.
It's so nice out here. I've got real table envy. So how's you and your health?
Generally, I'm feeling fine.
Yeah.
But diabetes-wise, I got a bit of a honeymoon period where
we
everything seemed
talked
fine.
and you said, like, hopefully it will be
Yeah,
extended
which they sort of said it could be anywhere from weeks to years, and unfortunately it was only a couple of months. I am starting to take insulin again now.
Right.
But they tested my blood, and they found that my thyroid is extremely overactive now. So that's another autoimmune disease that's lifelong.
It must be very hard to stay on top of
Well,
type 1
hopefully.
diabetes if your body is constantly overworking.
I'm not an expert by any means, because obviously this is all quite new to me. But I've read that because you metabolise things very quickly with an overactive thyroid, you can metabolise your insulin very quickly. So it can be a bit harder to control those glucose levels.
I mean, you've certainly had a lot of adjusting. Not just adjusting to welcoming this wonderful bundle of joy, but also to potentially lifelong things to deal with in your body. Does that make you even more worried about the world we're living in at the minute with COVID?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'd sort of started to feel a bit better about it, but I see myself as a bit more vulnerable now, but we're doing pretty good.
You seem to be taking it in your stride.
There's a lot of harder things that I could be dealing with at the moment, and I'm feeling quite good in myself, so that's really positive still. I think that's the thing, everyone sort of says 2020 is a write-off, and for me I'm a bit like, well, we had our first wedding anniversary, she was born, so it's a massive year for us.
Yeah.
There's definitely parts I feel like we've missed out on, but then there's lots of parts that have been really fun as well.
I really enjoyed walks, going on walks, every day going on a walk.
There's some lovely walks around here we didn't know anything about, and so now we just, now we can take her on those as well.
We found just the most incredible amount of beauty that we didn't even know was there, and it's a 5-minute walk away.
Yeah.
Because we're all just so, like, in that fast-paced life.
Things we don't usually appreciate, we're starting to appreciate again and realise all the things we've been taking for granted.
Is there anything that surprised you, that you didn't expect, or that you've not had a newborn before? So I would imagine there's loads of things that have surprised you.
Surprised how much I miss her when I'm not with her. You have her for hours and she's crying lots, and you finally get her to sleep and you feel like completely overwhelmed, and then 10 minutes later you're like, but I miss her. You come back and get a cuddle.
I mean, saying unconditional love doesn't even scratch the surface of how you feel about your children.
You just have these overwhelming senses of like, just couldn't love anything more. Oh. Are you talking to us?
Is Daddy not jiggling you enough?
You're joining the conversation.
I keep thinking, oh, she's looking at me, but she's kind of... Oh, now you are. Hello. Hello. Oh, she's so cute.
We were all talking about you before you were born.
Yeah.
Everyone looking at you.
Centre of attention. She's adorable. That was lovely. They're a lovely couple. Neville is just so super sweet when it comes to Olivia. I think it's just a bit like, I've won the lottery.
Hello. Hello.
And Rebecca, she's had so much to take on board in such a short amount of time. Everything that gets thrown at her, she just has a very kind of level, clear head about things. So she's just like the model new mum, really. It's nice to get out of the house. It's nice to have human contact with people, even though it's not the kind of contact you would have had pre-COVID. At least we can start interacting again, slightly and with caution. That baby though, she's like, I'm not waking up for anybody.